Hi, Jeff Buchanan here with RoadRUNNER magazine. This week I'm riding the 2023 Royal Enfield Himalayan Scram 411. Let's go for a ride.
The 2023 Royal Enfield Scram 411 is part of the growing urban scrambler scene, embracing simplicity, providing a great deal of fun for a reasonable price. It's no-frills urban two-wheel mobility with the capacity for some light, very light, off-road riding. The Scram 411 borrows a number of mechanical elements from its brother, the Himalayan, but possesses its own unique look, which is ushered along by a wide range of striking paint schemes.
Looking for more exciting motorcycle travel, editorial, reviews, news, and resources for planning your next motorcycle tour? RoadRUNNER.
Emboldened with just 24.3 horsepower, produced by the 411cc four-stroke single-cylinder air-cooled engine, the Scram is limited in terms of freeway rambling. It was an endeavor to reach and maintain freeway speeds, as a single-cylinder engine needs to build momentum to get to 70 miles per hour. Thankfully, the counterbalanced engine exhibits very little vibration for a small single. The Scram 411 is devoid of any kind of rider aid, such as traction control or ride modes. It's motorcycling at its most organic. However, instead of criticizing what the bike can't or shouldn't do, let's focus on what the Scram can do. It has the potential to deliver a great deal of riding fun, courtesy an easy-to-operate demeanor with lightweight and perfectly adequate functionality. The bike invites the old-school notion of grabbing a helmet and heading out for a short, spontaneous jaunt. I'll admit, riding the 411 took me back to my youth, when a motorcycle was comprised of basically a throttle, clutch, gears, and brakes. Comfortable ergonomic with seat height measuring 31.3 inches, the Scram will fit a wide range of bodies, with the bike's slim silhouette allowing shorter riders easy reach to the ground. The single-piece seat works reasonably well, even over the course of a 100-mile riding day. The 5-speed transmission has evenly spaced ratios to make the most of those precious 24 horses. Riding the 411 requires you to be aware of revs and gear choice, ensuring you get the most out of the modest power. One aspect of the Scram that became immediately appreciated was getting into Los Angeles' famous rush hour traffic. The narrow, maneuverable Enfield easily slipped between lines of stopped cars and had me gleefully whisking along to my destination. Even if you don't live in California where lane splitting is legal, you'll still benefit from the bike's welcome maneuverability, which makes it ideal for the inner city, allowing you to effortlessly get from point A to point B with a certain amount of efficiency and fun. As for off-road, the Scram will not take a great deal of abuse. That said, if you're merely traversing a dirt road or a questionable stretch of pavement, it'll do just fine. The 7.8 inches of ground clearance should be adequate for anything the Scram might be put into. For me, at 5'11", the standing position had the bars feeling very low, forcing me to hunch over the front end. Dry weight of the Scram 411 is 408 pounds. The bike sips gas like a bird, though keep an eye on the gas gauge as it tends to drop somewhat erratically and unreliably after you hit a quarter tank. There's about 7.5 inches of front-end travel, with the linked monoshock giving 7 inches at the rear. Both work well enough, though any sudden jar of potholes will be felt through the spine. The Scram is fitted with a street-friendly 19-inch front wheel and a 17-inch rear, in spoke patterns. The bike wears seat tires in soft-cut, knobby pattern to accommodate light off-road riding. The use of the smaller front tire than the Himalayan gives the 411 a slightly steeper rake. The result is a sharper response in terms of handling, the bike responding well to rider inputs with decent stability in corners. On the topic of brakes, I did find myself having to ease into the levers a little early and with some real force in order for the single 300mm front disc and its 2-piston caliper, working in concert with the 240mm rear, to bring the Scram to a stop. Dual-channel ABS works well enough, with some mild chatter if you dare jam the binders hard. The ABS system cannot be turned off, which really isn't an issue given that the off-road capacity of the Scram is not intended for anything beyond easy dirt roads. Cosmetically, Royal Enfield chose to incorporate badge plates to cover the leftover frame mounts for the Himalayan model's fairing. They don't serve any purpose other than to hide the mounts. The headlamp wears a cast metal bikini cowling, which flows with the lines of the bike. Instruments are minimalist, just the basic info. In all honesty, any issues we might find with the Scram 411 are easily assuaged when you consider that low price of entry, $5,099. If your riding is going to be simple around-town motoring and occasional simple venturing into surrounding countryside, you will probably have a ball. For an experienced rider, the 2023 Royal Enfield Scram 411 will feel toy-like. It is still capable of a great deal of fun, taking you into spirited territory of getting everything that is to be gotten out of an engine. How many modern bikes can you say that about? This review and more are available on the RoadRUNNER website, along with lots of great motorcycle travel editorial. Sign up for a web subscription to gain access to the entire database of RoadRUNNER tours, including GPS routes.
For this and other reviews and a whole lot of great motorcycle content, hit the subscribe button below.